Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome. If you're new here, make sure that you subscribe to the program.
Or whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it. And he goes, "You don't need any tires." He goes, "I fixed that one. Give me $20." But the guy in Coral Springs wanted $500 for 2 tires. I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day.
Give Mike at Friendly Tire a call right now. We'll give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445.
Here we go. It's showtime.
977-9445. Don't waste time going anywhere else. You will never find prices as low as Friendly Tire in Margate.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout.
Yeah, this reaction to Dr. Oz with Trump is amazing. So I am going to talk about that in the beginning, take some calls on that. Good morning, everyone. I talked about it on my podcast last night, and then after my podcast, I saw this morning the Daily Mail had this story, so I thought I should revisit it.
That's 1-888-COCAINE.
Steve Kane.
Yes, yes. Welcome to the program, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show. Flow Rida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year. And, of course, today's program is especially brought to you by Mike Lindell's My Pillow for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is coming up just a few short weeks away. Give Mom a gift that she will cherish for years to come. The best night's sleep she's ever had every night for the rest of her life by going to MyPillow.com, using our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. Save up to 66% off MyPillow products with the promo code KANE, KANE. Give Mom the gift of a great night's sleep for the rest of her life. All right. So yesterday I talked about the this Dr. Oz endorsement from President Trump. The reaction has been very shocking to me. And I talked about this on my podcast yesterday afternoon. And then this morning I saw the Daily Mail had an article titled, "MAGA turns on Trump for endorsing Dr. Oz." And I'm going to go through this article. And I predicted on my podcast last night, and I'm going to make the prediction right now, again, here, for all of you to hear. I predict that President Trump will withdraw his endorsement of Dr. Oz. It's only a matter of time. Okay, it is only a matter of time. The backlash from very, very strong Trump supporters against this is huge, huge. In fact, I was caught off guard by it, and I will tell you, I never followed Dr. Oz. I don't think many people, I never watched his show. I saw a clip here and there, and over the past day and a half, I've been pretty shocked at what I've seen from Dr. Oz. I never really thought too much of Dr. Oz. He's a likable guy, I guess. But what I liked about Dr. Oz is during the pandemic, when President Trump was having the afternoon 2.5 hour press conferences every day, I would watch Dr. Oz at night on television, defending everything that President Trump was doing during the pandemic and singing his praises. And I got a lot. That's my experience with Dr. Oz, not this afternoon magazine / health show that he was doing. And I mean, I knew about it. I saw a bit of it here and there over the years, but I never watched an episode of it. And I respected Dr. Oz for being one of the few famous doctors on television that was defending Trump in the darkest days of the lockdowns and shutdowns. So I didn't realize what Dr. Oz's positions were on very controversial issues. And I'm not sure President Trump did either. And I think that President Trump, over the last 48 hours, has gotten a lot of information on Dr. Oz that he is finding troubling. And I'll give you an example before I get through this article. One thing that is circulating over social media like mad, there was a show that Oz did some time ago on his TV show about transgender kids going through transgender procedures, minors, very young children. And that's circulating all over the internet. And when I saw President Trump speak at the Fort Lauderdale event a few weeks back, there were, I don't know how many speakers were out there, but, Bongino, Candace Owens, a whole bunch of people you never heard of, spoke all day long prior to President Trump coming out in the early evening hours at that event. Every speaker, no matter who they were, including President Trump, spent a lot of time talking about the transgender issue. President Trump talked about the transgender issue and Leah Thomas for 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, and this transgender issue is one of the, I know it seems crazy to a lot of people that it is, but I think it's important. The transgender issue that we're dealing with right now is one, not the, but one of the top 5 or so issues that this election is all about. And President Trump is very concerned about it, in particular, what it's going to do to women's sports. He talked about quite a bit. And I don't believe that President Trump was aware of this transgender stuff with Dr. Oz. He's aware of it now. And that's just one issue. There's some other issues too. Yeah. And based on everything that's come out about Dr. Oz from very strong MAGA people, and these aren't fake MAGA people, these are very strong Trump supporters like you are and I am, they do not like Dr. Oz at all. And President Trump feels the pulse of his supporters, and believe me, there's discussions going on right now in the Trump camp. I don't know if they've reached President Trump yet, but there are discussions going on about what to do in regards to this situation. So here's the Daily Mail this morning. MAGA turns on Trump for endorsing Dr. Oz. Some of Donald Trump's most vocal allies are grumbling over his decision to back Dr. Oz in the May 17th Republican Pennsylvania Senate primary. I mean, there's a clock going. We got a month and a week here. Really, a month and less than a week until the primary. Conservatives on Twitter were quick to point out that Dr. Oz previously expressed support for Roe v. Wade. Well, that's a non-negotiable thing right there. And he dedicated an episode of his long-running television show to transgender children. This is not very conservative, Doc, commented Jack Posobiec. Yeah, and Jack Posobiec, who's very well respected, he's friends with Laura Loomer. You guys know Posobiec. And he shared footage that has now gone super viral from the Transgender Kids episode of Dr. Oz's program. Jack Posobiec also called Dr. Oz the Romney of PA and highlighted a Dr. Oz tweet from 2018 in which the television personality says the CDC should partake in a gun violence study. And that is, that's a bad one. That's when I was talking about that on Friday's show. I had this issue with my daughter where doctors, pediatricians were asking children during regular exams and checkups and medical visits if their parents had guns at home. And if they said yes, they started to ask them detailed information about how many, what kind, where are they, all this stuff. And that's also a not. So those are two. We've got three, actually. The transgender issue, Roe v. Wade, and the doctors with the gun. There are three issues that are non-negotiable to be a Republican. President Trump had originally backed Sean Parnell, who pulled out of the race amid a custody dispute with his ex-wife when a judge finding her abuse allegations credible. Parnell started criticizing Trump's endorsement of Oz in the hours following the announcement. And, conservative pundit Eric Erickson blasted Trump's inner circle for giving Trump bad advice. You know, there have been some bad picks by Trump in the past. Of course, Pence, his first attorney general, and a few others. But that is people around him, like Eric Erickson says with this, giving President Trump very, very bad advice. Eric Erickson said this, and by the way, if you're on hold, stand by. I do want to hear your thoughts on this, on Dr. Oz, and do you think that President Trump, I'm predicting it, will withdraw the nomination? We're a month and 5 days away from the primary. 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. Eric Erickson said also this, it's like Donald Trump's staff is sabotaging Trump by convincing him to make the worst possible endorsements. Wow. Hope Hicks and Stephen Miller are helping Oz's rival. Hope Hicks and Steve... Everyone loves Stephen Miller, right? He's brilliant. Hope Hicks and Stephen Miller are helping Oz's rival, Pennsylvania Senate hopeful David McCormick, with his campaign. Now, President Trump has taken endorsements away before. Mo Brooks, right? This is something. This is happening because President Trump has surrounded himself by staff who are on McConnell's payroll and hostile to the MAGA agenda. Brooks attacked, and then he withdrew the endorsement of Mo Brooks. The Pennsylvania-based Washington Examiner writer Selena Zito interviewed grassroots Republican activists about Trump's decision to back Dr. Oz. Chairman of the Washington County Republican Party in Pennsylvania, Dave Bell, said, President Trump was very out of sync in picking Oz. I'd like to know who it is who lives in Pennsylvania that knows the voters well who told Trump to pick Oz. I think President Trump is very, very seldomly doing anything that's not thought out and doesn't have a reasonable and logical basis, but for whatever reason, in this particular instance, he chose to ignore all of that and endorse Dr. Oz, Ball added. Ball told Zito he had been fielding calls from conservatives grumbling about Trump's pick of Dr. Oz. People have been calling me all day and asking, what the hell was he thinking? So that's it. What is going to happen here? Hey, listen. I agree with Eric Erickson on this. I agree with him when he says President Trump got some bad advice on this. This was not a properly vetted choice. But it's better to find out now than find out in 6 months about all these things. You know, what's coming with Dr. Oz are typically October surprises. And while they're saying MAGA has turned on Trump, I don't agree. I think Jack Brasobic, I think you guys out there talking about Dr. Oz, I think people are trying to help Trump with this. I don't think people have turned on Trump. I think MAGA is helping Trump by getting everything we're hearing now. This is typically October surprise stuff. And with everything that is coming out on Dr. Oz is not electable as a Republican. The transgender kids, the pediatricians, and the gun issue, his Roe v. Wade stance, he is not electable as a Republican. So I'm going to take a quick break. We'll come back with your calls. The number 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar
Steve Kane Show.
Erection injection.
Hold on.
Extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at at the Bio Station West Del Rey. Our custom compounded products use
Yeah, I mean, this is amazing stuff here. Well, believe me, Trump knows all of this now. You know? So what he does about it, we'll have to find out.
Options all available in one place, the Bio Station West Del Rey. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Hey guys, Brian Craig here. Here on the Steve Kane Show.
Where am I? Here, hold on.
Listeners talk about their great experiences with our sponsors. Here's Rebecca talking about the My Pillow. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca.
Good morning. I just wanted to know, Steve and Brian, I've been
Rebecca,
listening to you. I'm 57 years old. I've been listening to you since I'm 21.
Wow.
Just so you know, and this is my first time calling. I ordered my pillow, and let me tell you, I thought it was just a marketing tool saying that you sleep better at night.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, there was a big... well, I'll talk about this when I get back. I don't want to waste it off the air.
I tell you. So I want everyone out there to believe that when people say you sleep better, you really do. And I've been having a lot of issues at night, and I've bought expensive pillows and cheap pillows, and this has really made a difference.
Listen to Rebecca. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, and have the best night's sleep you've ever had with your MyPillow or one of the other great products that you'll find there. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. All right, our number toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Louisiana.
Oh, hey, Louisiana. What's on your mind?
Hey, I just got a quick question about that. Before Trump picked out ours, these people didn't vet Dr. Oz real good, just to make sure that there wasn't nothing that's going to come up.
Mm-hmm. Well, someone might have made a mistake, but I think what has happened is... I'm very glad you asked this question. I really am, because I was going to talk about this after I took a couple calls, but you're giving me an opportunity to share something that I was going to share a little bit later about this. I believe that President Trump is being set up by someone who's a traitor to Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. And last week, I'd like to know how this recommendation came to President Trump with Dr. Oz. Last week, there was a big event, a movie screening at Mar-a-Lago, and everyone almost everyone who had worked for President Trump in the White House during his entire first term was invited. People like Reince Priebus, who were fired, Kellyanne Conway and others. And I'm wondering if some of these snakes that were back at Mar-a-Lago last week for this movie screening got this ball rolling with Dr. Oz to screw Trump.
Okay, hello?
Yeah, I just responded to your question.
You cut off for some unknown reason. You cut off.
Nothing cut off. The only thing that cut off is, your liberal brainwaves.
Okay. Then I got another.
Yeah.
Oh, did you look at the story in the New York Times? I think it was yesterday, but I saw it this morning. Did you see the story? From the Saudi prince, and it said that he gave it to his firm, but his firm really wasn't qualified. So they thinking they gave him the money in case Trump gets back in office, so he can do favors for Trump. So Trump would do favors.
Yeah. Okay. So Jared Kushner's firm got money from Saudi Arabia recently. I've seen that. So what? Jared Kushner and President Trump are private citizens right now, and Jared Kushner has a private business and a private company. He doesn't work for the president of the United States. So he's out there doing business. So what?
It was the same thing. It was the same thing back in the day when you allegedly talked about Biden and Hunter. Talk about that.
Oh, no. There's a big difference. There's a big difference. Well, let me explain to you the big difference. Oh, no, I'll tell you what the... Okay. You're comparing Hunter Biden's business dealings in Ukraine with Jared Kushner in Saudi Arabia. First off, Jared Kushner is a very accomplished business person who closed, if not the biggest, one of the top 5 largest construction deals ever in the history of New York City, the most expensive real estate in America. And excuse me, and Hunter, let me finish. Listen, you're slandering the good name of Jared Kushner, who and Donald Trump. You asked me a question about it, and you don't want the answer. The article, yeah. Well, there's a big. Here's the. Well, you have to stop talking. You asked a question, which means you want. You asked a question which I am answering, which is not on topic, but I'm going to answer it. It's not on topic of where I'm going with the show, but I'm going to deal with it. Hunter Biden, unlike Jared Kushner, has 0 business experience. Second, Hunter Biden was taking billions of dollars in these business dealings while his father was vice president of the United States. And Jared Kushner, the story in the New York Times is a business deal Jared Kushner was recently doing more than a year after his father-in-law was out of office. It was after. That's correct. After, not during. After. Keyword after.
You want to admit it.
It's after President Trump was out of office for his first term. Keyword after. All right, thank you for your call. Oh my goodness. Thank you for calling and allowing us to share. But let's get back on topic with Dr. Oz. There was this big event the beginning of last week or the end of the week before? And I heard the name. I was watching Steve Bannon. They had a correspondent there, and I was listening to this list of people who were at Mar-a-Lago, Reince Priebus and others. People that President Trump had fired. And I'm still not trustworthy of Kellyanne Conway with her creepy, weird husband, all right? And I'm wondering if at that event at Mar-a-Lago, where all these staffers that worked for Trump during his first term, many of them were fired, if they somehow started whispering in people's ears and got this Dr. Oz thing going, this Trump endorsement. I think that very well may be what happened here. Trump is being set up by someone inside, and it's not the first time that it happened. President Trump many times had people inside his circle betray him. Okay? So that's what I think happened. So I do believe that it will be withdrawn. And I'd like to hear what you all think about Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz is not electable as a Republican. That's it. He is not electable as a Republican. Roe v. Wade, transgender kids, the pediatrician gun control issue, he's not electable. That's it. Primary's 5 weeks away. Maybe less. Oh boy. Wonderful. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. And don't forget, Steve Kane and I are doing our first appearance in 3 years. In fact, even longer. This is our last appearance. By that calendar, I'm including our last Steve Kane cruise. We have our first appearance in over 3 years. And it's going to be at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop Saturday from 11 a.m. till noon at the Festival Marketplace in Pompano. You are all invited. okay? And I look forward to meeting you there. And it's been 3 years at least, and since we've done an in-person thing, maybe even 4 or 5. We have not done an appearance in years. For no particular reason, we just haven't. COVID slowed things down, but I think the cruise might have been the last appearance we did. I'm just thinking hard about that this morning. So you don't know when we'll do another one, because we don't have anything else on the calendar. So this is a rare opportunity to come meet Steve Kane and me together. We'll be at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace this Saturday from 11 a.m. till noon. And, of course, the Festival Marketplace is in Pompano on Sample Road, immediately east of the Florida Turnpike on the south side of Sample. And finding AJ's inside is pretty simple. Head back towards the food court. Right before the food court, look to your west. Remember, the beach is east. The Everglades is west. Just west of the food court, you'll see an information booth. That's where AJ's is. So this Saturday, 11 a.m. till noon, AJ's Natural Wellness Shop. Come meet me and Steve Kane. All right? And look forward to seeing you guys there. All right. We're going to take our break and be back. Don't go anywhere. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Stacy from Deerfield Beach. This is in reference to Champagne Automotive. I went over there. They're wonderful. I have a Kia Optima Eco Hybrid. When I called, it needed service. I didn't want to bring it to the dealership because they would charge me through the roof. And basically, when I did call, they said bring it in the next day. He's amazing. He did everything. He didn't overcharge me. He went through my car, and I would recommend anybody to go to him. He's absolutely amazing.
Well, you know, Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, they do great work, and I want to thank you for calling. And I learned something about Champagne Automotive Repair from you in this call. I did not know that they actually did repairs on hybrid vehicles.
What had happened was, when I brought it to the dealership, they were like, well, we want to do this, we want to do that. And when I heard about Champagne Automotive, I called. When I got there, and I said, he goes, well, I already ordered the oil filter.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. And so I dropped it off. I don't have many people to take me back home. And so he ordered Uber for me.
Wow.
Yes.
That's service. Thank you for the call as well. And anyone else out there, you know, Champagne Automotive Repair, their prices are great. They'll never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need. Their number is 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. And what's your name, caller?
My name is Stacy, and thank you very much, Champagne Automotive. And thank you very much, Brian and Steve.
For Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, welcome back, everyone. 31 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. You know, this Nicholas Cruz case, the way it's been handled here is disgusting, all right? Yesterday, there's two couple updates. Judge dismissed the pool of 60 potential jurors in the trial to decide the death penalty for the Parkland killer after 8 panelists break down in tears and have to be escorted out of the courtroom. The judge released the entire 60-person panel on the 4th day of jury selection for the sentencing of Nicholas Cruz, who killed 17 in 2018 at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School here in South Florida. The judge said the potential jurors were tainted by the emotional outburst. She had already screened 2 60-person panels that day. Another panel was seen afterwards. So far, 147 potential jurors have advanced to another round of questions. 7 women and 1 man had to be escorted out of the day's 3rd panel. The exodus began after Cruz entered the courtroom. Eventually, all were released. One woman was heard telling the judge, "My son is a victim. He was shot at 15 years old. My spirit is so disturbed." The judge interrupted the woman in an effort to keep her emotions from influencing the rest of the panel. The dramatic moment came after one juror, known only as Ms. Bristol, told the judge she couldn't do the trial because she has a sugar daddy. And she did an interview. The sugar baby did an interview. And I was a little surprised. I was expecting her to be like super hot to get this kind of money from a sugar daddy. But anyway, the jury selection process in the Cruz case has been filled with emotional outbursts. On Monday, jurors were visibly teary-eyed as they were let out of the courtroom in Fort Lauderdale. The first woman to leave was heard crying loudly as soon as she left. Nicholas Cruz appeared in court with disheveled hair and wearing thick-rimmed glasses. He reportedly dropped his head and faced away from the struggling panel before facing them again. The judge said, if you absolutely cannot sit here without breaking down or getting emotional, you can raise your hand. The judge excused the jury pool minutes later. Whew. Another 60-person group was brought in about half an hour later. 13 were chosen. These people were chosen from a 14-person panel, bringing the total to 147. Oh my God, it goes on and on. Those who made it through this round will be brought back in May for additional questioning and their thoughts on the death penalty. The trial is scheduled to run through the summer. Jurors will decide whether to recommend a life sentence or the death penalty for Nicholas Cruz, who pled guilty to 17 counts of first-degree murder and 17 counts of attempted murder after carrying out the mass shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland. Under Florida law, a jury must be unanimous in its decision for the death penalty. Okay, this pleading guilty crap should not have been allowed, and I cannot imagine I'm the only person pissed off about this. Nicholas Cruz was he's an animal. He's an insane sociopathic animal. However, he's not so insane that he didn't know what he did was wrong, because he did not only escape, he put together a complex plan to escape, and he escaped with the fleeing students after the shootings, if you remember. So, not so insane to be tried and convicted. But a lot of people passed the buck with Nicholas Cruz and allowed him to remain free and in school. Remember how the police went to his house a couple dozen times, both in Broward and Palm Beach? You know, they had this program in the Broward County not properly handle Nicholas Cruz. You know, this kid was so scary. You know, the story about the school police officer, the Broward County coward cop that was hiding and calling in fake radio calls? He started hiding. He got a radio call from one of this, someone with a walkie-talkie. I don't know if it was a janitor or something. A worker at the school radioed the school police officer purposefully with a bag towards Building 12 where the shootings happened. And Nicholas Cruz was so well known and so frighteningly evil to the police officer at the school that when he heard that this monster was on campus, he immediately went and hid. He should be on trial too. Hiding what? You know, he could have gone in that building and confronted Nicholas Cruz and maybe stopped him from going to the top floor where he committed a lot of murders. And he didn't. And Nicholas Cruz was allowed to plead guilty, I believe, to help cover up for a lot of people at the school board, the police departments, the administration at the school, who allowed this monster to walk free. He should have been institutionalized long before this happened. He should have been jailed, but he never was, so he was allowed to continue to make gun purchases. See, you know, this talk about the ghost guns, which is complete crap, okay? You know, ghost guns. You know, this gun control thing that Biden's trying to start. It's not guns that are the problem. It is the people using them. You know, gun control is, this talk of gun control that you heard from Biden yesterday is a desperate act. I'm going to tell you a story that I've told on the air before, and it's a very important story, okay? Right now, there are new polls out. I'm going to maybe go through some later in the show. there are some polls out that are showing that the Democrats there's going to be a massive red tsunami in the House and the Senate. They're going to lose everything. Okay? And what the Democrats are doing right now are acts of desperation, and throwing anything they can at the wall to try to get some support. Gun control, this transgender obsession they're on right now. These are all desperate attempts to try to get some voters back on. It's not about the issues. And I'll tell you this quick story. I've told it before, so I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. Here on the Steve Kane Show, we used to do a lot of shows on gun control when Bill Clinton was president, because Bill Clinton was always talking about gun control. And, Columbine happened under Bill Clinton, and then gun control became a big thing. Remember the Million Mom March in Washington? And we used to have these anti-gun nuts from these organizations on all the time. The Brady Campaign, the Center to Prevent Handgun Violence, the Million Mom March, and there were other anti-gun groups in Washington that we would have on this show all the time with their stupidity. And then George W. Bush became president, and gun control was no longer an issue. It wasn't going to happen, right? You got a Texan in the White House. There ain't going to be no gun control with a Texan in the White House. The issue died. And then Obama came into office and started talking about gun control again. And Steve said, we haven't done a gun control show in a long time. Let's bring on these a couple of these gun control lunatics, and let's talk to them about whatever the proposal Obama had at the time. I don't remember what the particular one was. So I had not called these groups in a long time, and I called the first one, and I put in the request to be on the show. I hadn't talked to this group in a long time. I called and they didn't book. They didn't book, but they said, we'll get back to you, the blow off. Okay? And it was the Brady campaign. So then I called the Center to Prevent Handgun Violence. First call was to the Brady campaign. The second one was the Center to Prevent Handgun Violence. And it was the same guy, I thought, voice sounded the same, that answered the phone at the Brady campaign. And I put in a request with him. And then I called the Million Mom March. And you know what happened? So first call was to the Brady campaign, talked to this guy, put in a request. Then I called the Center to Prevent Handgun Violence. A guy answered the phone there at their offices, said Center to Prevent Handgun Violence. Sounded like the same guy, but I wasn't sure. Put in a request for an interview. Didn't book it, but he didn't want to schedule it. He had to get back to me, another blow off. Then I called the Million Mom March, and guess what? The same guy answered the phone. And then I said to him, you answered the phone to Brady Campaign and Center to Prevent Handgun Violence, and the guy's not a mom, he's a man. This is before this transgendered stuff. And then he says, well, they have the phones forwarded here. And what I realized then, this was like, I don't know, 2009, 2010. It was right in the beginning of Obama's presidency. I realized then that there is no gun control movement in this country. It's a fake issue, and all the organizations are front groups for the DNC, and they went dormant when Bush was president because it wasn't going to happen, especially after 9/11, and he got a Republican in the White House. And the Democrats have these fake front groups, Center to Prevent Handgun Violence, the Brady Campaign, Million Mom March, and there's others. They're fake. They're all DNC front groups to create an illusion that there's a mass grassroots effort for common sense gun control legislation. There's not. It's a fake issue. That was a real awakening for me that day. Isn't that something? I know. That's how the Democrats operate. Same guy answered the phone at every I couldn't believe. Bunch of dopes. I'm glad it happened, though, because we exposed them. So this gun control, that ghost guns, I don't know. There are more guns in this country than we know. Okay? I'm a gun owner. I own several guns. I don't talk about all my guns. I talk about 2 of them on the air, which are handguns. I own a 38, ultralight 38 that I've had for many years. And last year on my birthday, last April, I got myself a Glock 48, which is I love that Glock 48. I have some other guns too. And some of the other guns I have were my grandfather's. And they're about 100 years old. And you know what they look like? They look brand new. Guns last. They last a long time. You know, and yeah. I mean, have you ever thrown away one of your guns? No. You give them to your kid. You give them to your grandkid. Or maybe you have guns like me from your daddy or granddaddy. You know, that's how it happens. You know. And there are more guns in this country than any of us know. And if we knew the action, there could be 1 billion guns in this country. But here's the deal about gun control and ghost guns, okay? I'm not going to, it's stupid. You know that old saying, if you outlaw guns, only outlaws will have guns? Here's the thing, okay? If America, as a country, decided we don't want guns anymore, right? If I'm not saying this is going to happen, but just hear me out. If Republicans united with Democrats and we turned in all our guns willingly, and every gun on the street, even illegally, somehow got confiscated. Do you think that solved the issue? No. There's a reason why this ghost gun issue is a fake issue. It's a desperate attempt to get people like these fake gun control groups I just told you about. It's a desperate attempt to try to get some Democrats on board with Democrats running for a re-election in this midterm because they got no issues. They're losing. Gas is crazy. Inflation. You know, we're going to get some inflation numbers this week that are supposed to be shocking, even according to Jen Psaki. You know, so it's a fake issue. But if every gun in America today that is legally and illegally owned was confiscated and destroyed, the streets would be filled with guns tomorrow. You know why? 3D printing technology. You can print any kind of gun you need, handguns, AR-15s, and everything with 3D printers. And if every gun disappeared willingly today, the south side of Chicago, oh my goodness. They would be, the projects in south side of Chicago and throughout this country would be filled with 3D printers making guns that are untraceable. Boom, all over the place. The introduction of 3D printing technology, which would also advance light years overnight, 3D printing technology has made gun control just a dumb topic. Even before 3D printing technology, Steve had this phrase he used a lot, which I always thought, you can't confiscate all the guns. It's like putting toothpaste back in a tube. But even if we all agreed to do it, the 3D printers would be going like crazy printing guns nonstop. It's just a stupid issue. It's a fake issue. It's an attempt by the Democrats to stir up this fake ghost gun. What the hell is a ghost gun anyway? A kit? I saw Biden with the ghost gun yesterday. It looked like a regular gun to me. And it looked like it was pretty much put together. Just had to connect the slide. But with 3D printing technology, gun control is impossible in America. And let's take our last break of this first hour. Those of you on hold, stand by. Our number toll free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. My name's Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show. Back right after this.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source. such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the BioStation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
A sniffle here and a sneeze there. Your first thought is what? Uh-oh, I'm coming down with something. But did you ever think you might not be sick? You might have an allergy. Find out and have your allergies tested at any lab test now of Coral Springs or any lab test now of Boca. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Give them a call, 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. They will test for both environmental and food allergies. No appointment is necessary. And make sure you mention you heard about them on The Steve Kane Show. Brian Craig here. You've heard Steve Kane talk about the great job Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting did on his new roof. We have on the
Good
line,
morning, everyone. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Everyone, please like the video if you don't mind.
Contracting, and he wanted to share his experience.
Thanks to the Steve Kane Show, my roof repairs were just completed by Laporta Contractors. They were fast, professional, and the cost of the repairs was very reasonable. I had 4 sections of roof repaired, and upon initial inspection, they were honest and told me that my roof was good and I didn't need a new one. I called many roofers, and they were all scammers. They all wanted to put on a new roof, and they said they wouldn't repair what I had. Thanks, Brian. Another fantastic sponsor.
Wow, that's an amazing testimonial from John in Wellington. Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting will never sell you a roof that you don't need. Give him a call for a no-charge inspection of your roof. 954-604-4602. That number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, welcome back. 9 minutes before 7. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. And today's Steve Kane Show is brought to you especially for Mother's Day by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. Save up to 66% off at MyPillow.com with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. Give Mom a gift that she will cherish for the rest of her life. The gift of a great night's sleep every night forever with these great products at MyPillow with the promo code KANE. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE. Mom will thank you on Mother's Day, which is right around the corner. All right, yeah, I have the solution for the gun violence in this country, and it does not involve gun control. This idea, gun control, got to get the guns out of law-abiding citizens, when you go to these, there were over 20 people shot in Chicago over the weekend. I don't remember the number. Was it 26, 28? I don't know. It was a huge number. If you went to Chicago and went to these shootings that happened over the weekend, most every single one of them, if not every one of them, was someone illegally in possession of a gun. And I'm not talking about because of murder. In the United States, to own a handgun, you have to be 21 years of age to purchase a handgun, 18 years of age for a long gun, a rifle. Not to hold it and shoot it, but to buy it. What are the age of the shooters in Chicago? How many of them are teenage gangbangers under the age of 21? That's right, they illegally somehow got a gun from some other gangbanger. How many of them are over 21, the legal age to buy a gun, but are convicted felons, which gives you a ban on owning guns? Huh? So, it's just stupid. It's a fake issue they use to get Democrats all excited about gun control. And, it works in a lot of these big liberal urban centers, gun control talk, because they don't have guns there. And because they don't have guns there, they're afraid of guns. You go to Seattle, you go to New York City, these people are afraid of guns. because they haven't been around them their whole lives. I'm not afraid of guns. I've grown up with guns. I've had a gun since I was 12 years old. I have guns now, and I wouldn't be so happy if somebody came up to me on the streets of New York to mug me with a gun because I can't defend myself. But most of these crimes that we're hearing about, these weekend shootings in Chicago and elsewhere, are people that are either convicted felons and are forbidden under federal law to own guns of any kind, or they're under the age to purchase guns. So, lawbreakers, and by the way, we have a 100%, think about this now, we have a 100% ban on murdering people with guns, and that's not working too well. It's just a stupid, stupid issue. I'm going to tell you this, something I have resisted doing that I decided this week I'm going to do. I am getting my concealed weapons permit, and I've often talked about how I don't carry a gun, I don't have a concealed weapons permit. That is changing. I'm tired of being defenseless. I'm getting threats from people that listen to this program, and I got one more over the weekend from a lunatic. And a strange thing happened. Someone, and it got worse and worse and worse. This was over the weekend. And if you're listening, I hope you're listening, you fool, you idiot. I did not follow this until later in the day, but someone had been leaving me very nasty comments on social media and on my YouTube comments. I did not know about this till I was alerted when they made a particular comment. I got an alert, and then I went back and saw, and they were accusing me of deleting their comments. I think it was from the YouTube videos. Well, a lot of times, YouTube and other social media platforms, but YouTube in particular, filters out someone's comments. Someone will leave a comment, and something about that person or their comments will get filtered and put under a review process. And I don't sit there checking my social media and YouTube comments all day and all night. But, and I didn't know about this. This person spent, I don't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday, it was over the weekend. But they made a final comment that gave, and I was alerted to it. I'm not going to tell you how, but I got alerted to it. And after I got alerted to this one comment, I went back, and they had been making comments on YouTube for hours. They were accusing me of deleting their comments, and all that had happened was their comments were being held for review. I don't know why. Maybe it's the person is flagged by the algorithm of the platform, maybe some keywords that they used. I don't know. And they were getting upset. And then the comment that they I got the flag for, I took a screenshot of it on my phone. I don't know if I have it here on my iPad. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. Okay. And this is the one I got the alert for. I didn't even know. This person had this several hour, they thought, back and forth with me that didn't exist. And then this comment I got an alert for, saying that they're going to be in the parking lot of the radio station waiting for me this week. And, and I told, and that was it for me. And they said some other things, but I hadn't deleted any of their comments. And if you're listening, by the way, I hadn't deleted any of their comments. Their comments were being held for review for some reason. I don't know why. But they were, and then they were, and even in this message, if you keep deleting my comments, I hadn't deleted any of their comments. And then they left this one comment: "I'll be in the parking lot waiting for you." Now, I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. I mean, I got a name here from their comments, but it's probably a fake name. And I told my wife, I said, enough of this stuff. So I decided I'm going to get a concealed weapon permit. Now, there's a delay in getting all that, and I got to go to the course and everything. I'm going to be doing that over the weekend. But, enough of this crap. I'm not going to walk around I always told people the reason I don't get a concealed weapon, even though I'm a gun owner at home, because I want to be able to protect my family, and I want my family to be able to protect themselves when I'm not home. Okay, and every few years we have a hurricane, and sometimes we don't have power for a couple of weeks. And after a few days of not having power, things get a little scary, so you need to have home protection. And I told them, I said, enough of this. I'm going to get the concealed weapons permit. And what I told people in the past, and this was true, I said I didn't get a concealed weapons permit because I said if someone like me, if I had to use my gun in self-defense, chances are I'd have to defend myself against a liberal. Because most violent criminals are liberals. I don't think this person is necessarily liberal. They might be a MAGA Republican. But if most violent criminals are liberal. So think about this. And this is what I told people. If I'm with my background, conservative, well-known conservative radio guy, podcast guy, all this stuff, if I'm out in the parking lot somewhere and I get confronted by someone who threatens my life and I have to use my concealed weapon in self-defense to save my life, and that person's liberal and they're black or Hispanic or something, what's going to happen to me? I'll be like screwed, right? Because they'll say, oh, well, this right-wing guy, MAGA hat, probably had a Trump shirt on when he did it, was wearing a MAGA hat, I was defending it doesn't matter. So, but this thing over the weekend was, and the reason I wasn't going to bring this story up, but this particular person, I want them to hear me. I was not deleting your comments. Your comments were simply being held for review by the system automatically, okay? I did not even know you were interacting with me until I got alerted about this comment about you saying you're going to wait for me in the parking lot. And things like this happen, okay? And some of you know, I'm not going to tell the story, but those that were on the last cruise, I told a story of something that had happened with a listener that was pretty scary. Things happen sometimes. But I'm gonna get the concealed weapon permit. I'm gonna take the concealed weapons permit class this weekend and get the process going. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm no longer going to wait to be a victim. I'm very reluctant to do that because, with the concealed weapon, you have to have it concealed all the time, and I'm mostly wearing shorts and t-shirts and Vans all the time. So I don't know. Am I gonna have to change the way I dress to conceal the weapon? Am I gonna have to get a gun so small that it doesn't have stopping? I don't know. But that's the way it is. But to this person that I'm not saying your name, okay? Because your name's in the comments. I'm not saying your name, and I'm protecting your identity. I was not deleting your comments. Your comments were being held for review, okay? And then I got an alert with this threatening comment about waiting for me in the parking lot at the radio station. And that's when I first became aware of you, okay? So the interaction that you thought we were having was not happening. In fact, no one was interacting with you. The comments were being held for review by an automatic algorithm within the YouTube system. All right? And hopefully, me telling this story about what happened will cool them off. All right. 1 hour down, 2 to go. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Back after this.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Hi, Brian Craig here.
I know,
in
it's...
studio with my wife, Kathy, and she's here to tell you about her experience.
I usually, when stuff like this happens, I don't talk about it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. A lot of times, like, I'll give you an example, right? A few weeks back, Debbie, you guys remember Debbie, she lost her mother and had a GoFundMe going on, and I didn't have the link, and I asked Debbie to post the link in the chat, and I didn't see it, and she said, I posted it. For some reason, because she was posting a link, it was getting held in a review status, and I didn't know. And that's what happened with this guy over the weekend. His comments were being held in review or either taken down by the YouTube algorithm, and it was done automatically. And he thought that I was deleting his comments, that we were having an interaction, and it didn't happen. And then when that one comment came through about the about the meeting in the parking lot, I got an alert. You know, so I'm sharing this because I hope they're watching on YouTube or listening on the radio or on iHeart or something, and cool off. You know, because I do not have a way to contact them, and I'm certainly not. And the only way I could contact them would be to allow the threatening comment to be on YouTube and then respond to it. I can't do that.
Concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves...
No, you've got to have a permit to carry a weapon, and it's got to be concealed.
Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at laportacontracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to the Steve Kane Show.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your installation and radiant barrier and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel.
Steve Kane Show.
Of your assets at the time of your passing, avoid probate. Call Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-GO-CANE 1. That's 1-888-GO-CANE 1. And now, here's Steve.
All right, we're back. Hour number 2 has begun, 7 after 7. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We've talked about a lot in the first hour, and we got a lot more to talk about. We've just scratched the surface. I ran a poll online on my YouTube channel last night. Will President Trump withdraw his endorsement of Dr. Oz? Over 1,000 people responded. 65% last time I checked said yes, he will withdraw his endorsement of Dr. Oz. I'd like to hear what you all think. Our number, 1-888-GO-CANE 1, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631, toll-free call. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative.
Yes, Doug.
Sorry to hear about this guy with this threatening. But
well, it happens more often than I'd like to admit. But I'm trying to de-escalate this person, and I told this. I didn't tell the story yesterday, and I was advised not to by some people. But I figured, you know what? Let me get it out there because I want the person to cool off, hopefully, and they've heard me.
Oh, he wasn't in the parking lot, so I guess he's probably just.
Yeah, well, you would take it that easily? Do you have strange people threatening to meet you in dark places? Oh, sure, yeah. People you don't know, you never have any action with, just the anonymous thing. Believe me, you'd be nervous too. You'd be wary.
I was a little wary, yes, I just told him, come on down, let me see what you can do.
Well, you're an idiot then. Don't come down and do anything. You just got a problem with that's stupid to say. Yeah, it's stupid to say.
People are just talking and no action. But anyway, maybe I'll
Yeah, really. You know, I've had guns pointed in my face because of people connected to that listen to this show. Yes. Yeah, I've had a gun. I've had guns plural pointed at me because of a creep in the listening audience years ago. Absolutely. It has happened. It has happened. Yes, it has happened. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Go back to Dr. Oz. You know, I don't see a problem with Dr. Oz. I mean, just because if Trump likes him, I like him. You know, if Trump has the reasons to support him, and we all should be behind President Trump. Whatever Trump says, we have to go with. And I think Dr. Oz, he said, has the best chance of winning. So he must.
Doctor, I don't think so. Hey, by the way, thanks for the call. Doug's just, just stupid. What he said, just stupid. Here I am trying to de-escalate, and he's like, I tell him to come on. What an idiot. Half of his calls, he says something stupid I got to cut out and dump. Just what an idiot. I spent 10 minutes trying to de-escalate something, and then this guy calls in with his stupid stuff. Well, that's what happens when you go screenless. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Now, let me get back to this with Dr. Oz, because I don't want to make the whole show this thing. Dr. Oz, and I talked about this at the top of the show. I believe that President Trump has been set up with the Dr. Oz endorsement. Okay? Dr. Oz is not electable as a Republican. The transgender kids issue, his support of Roe v. Wade, and his support of gun control, going so far as supporting doctors asking children about their parents having guns at home. Okay? Those are three issues. Two of them are on the Republican platform, right? Roe v. Wade and gun control. Those are three issues that are non-negotiable for Republicans. Dr. Oz is not electable as a Republican. Now, I will still say, I will never disagree nor criticize President Trump. I love President Trump. I love President Trump as much as someone can without their name being Trump. I mean, and I know most of you guys do too. I'm wearing a Trump shirt right now, as I often do. I believe Trump was set up here. He had this big get-together at Mar-a-Lago. He had Reince Priebus, Kellyanne Conway, and many other people who worked for him that he fired. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, this endorsement comes. Someone around him, maybe the same person that recommended Jeff Sessions, someone around him got this going. And President Trump was set up here. Okay? And I think it's quite reasonable for him to withdraw the nomination and support, I don't know. Dr. Oz's opponent is being supported by Hope Hicks and Jared Kushner. But something happened. here, and someone is trying to set up President Trump with Dr. Oz. And the backlash against Dr. Oz is massive. Massive. Okay? And I mean massive. From very well-known MAGA people. Okay? Jack Posobiec has taken that video of the transgender child episode from Dr. Oz's TV show, and it has not just gone viral, it's gone super viral. It's a 13-minute long video that Posobiec's gotten out there of Dr. Oz with the transgender kids. That transgender issue is one of the top issues in this election cycle. It's not the biggest, because there's other things, but it's up there. It's in the top 5 or 10. I mean, it's way up there. No doubt about it. So Dr. Oz is not electable as a Republican. That's it. So I want to know who recommended him to Trump. I'm still trying to figure out who recommended Jeff Sessions. Maybe the same person. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, this is Michael from Illinois. I used to go by Jeep Man on YouTube, and a couple months ago I got shadow banned by it. Excuse me, I'm out of breath here. And I had to run to my phone. I was in the kitchen. So anyway, a couple months ago, you were making comments about people who were that use marijuana for.
Why are we talking about marijuana? Is that anything I'm talking about today? I mean, what are you talking about? I don't even know who you are. And you know, just because someone, this is what you guys gotta understand. Just because someone gets blocked, just because someone gets deleted or something, it does not necessarily mean I did it.
Okay, well listen to this. Well, you were sitting there going off on people who were communists one day, and all of a sudden, praise God for those people, like little kids that have epilepsy that have to use that.
Okay.
I got blocked.
Not by me.
I was told that
You were told. Who told you? Who told you?
Well, I can tell you.
And what did Wookiees tell you? And what did Wookiees tell you?
He said my comment got deleted, and ever since then I've been shadow banned. And I love you.
You think I have the power of shadow banning? You think I have the power of shadow banning people? I'm not giving you any of my private business on how I do things, but I do not have an algorithm to shadow ban people. No, I can barely get on YouTube or get my podcast online.
Brian, I love you, and I love your show. I'm a big fan of you.
I don't even know who you are, and I do not have the ability to shadow ban anyone. And for that matter, I'll tell you another thing too for people. Sometimes someone might say or do something online that gets flagged by one of these big tech things, and then they do something. That's not me. Well, you're accusing me of something. You're accusing me of shadow banning you.
No, I didn't. No, I said I'm being shadow banned.
Not by me.
Does your wife ever do the delete?
First off, I'm not going to talk about my wife to you or anyone else, but you have not been banned or shadow banned by me or my wife. I don't even know who you are.
Okay, I know you don't know who I am, but I went by Cash. My name was Cash.
It's not familiar to me.
Big fan of yours.
Well, I'm glad. I like fans.
Yes, I think that you should be on Newsmax. That's how big of a fan I am.
Well, that's great. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But no, you have not been banned nor shadow banned by me.
I notice there's other people that are shadow banned because you can tell when they make a comment, all of a sudden you see a glitch in the comment.
if you think I have the power of the shadow ban, you've got some thoughts about me that are well out of my realm of authority and control. But I will tell you this. Excuse me. I will tell you this. Okay? You excuse me. I will tell you this. And I notice how, I don't know anything about you other than you may say you're a big fan and all, but you were inspired to call in about a story I told about someone threatening to meet me in a dark parking lot. You don't give a damn about that. You're all concerned about yourself. I can tell by your tone. You don't even reference. In fact, what you're doing is almost a justification for someone to be pissed. But here's the thing. I'll tell you this, and I believe this is true. I think I am the most accessible man in broadcasting because I am here 5 days a week on the air live, taking live calls. I do my YouTube live streams on the weekend where I take live calls on the weekend. Anyone can pick up the phone 7 days a week that's listening to me on any of my content and get a hold of me directly. Like you're doing right now.
Maybe you should be mad at YouTube and not me.
I'm not mad at anything. But I'm telling you that if you think you're shadow banned and I've banned you and I've done this and that, which is not true, you implied it. Anyone who has a beef with me or this program, you can pick up the phone like this guy's doing and confront me.
Wow.
Well?
Listen, Brian, I didn't say it was you.
Well, who the hell would it be? After I tell a story about a threat I get from someone that has some grievance similar to yours, you call in with almost like a justification. Because you related to the guy that made the threat. Goodbye. What a jerk. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. Do we have some decent people on the line? But if you have an issue with me, this program, Steve Kane, we're here taking your calls all the time. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. Toll-free call. We'll be back.
A sniffle here and a sneeze there.
Angry Pasta, $2 super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone thank Angry Pasta. He's a friend of Dr. Oz.
Find out and have your allergies tested at any lab test now of Coral Springs or any lab test now of Boca. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Give them a call, 954-906-5983.
No, we can see you, Anthony.
906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. They will test for both environmental and food allergies. No appointment is necessary. And make sure you mention you heard about them on The Steve Kane Show.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm excited to announce my new product, My Slippers. They took me over 2 years to develop because I didn't want just an ordinary slipper. My slippers are meant to be worn all day long, no matter what you're doing, whether you're inside or outside. My slippers come with an exclusive 3-tier cushioning system that you won't find in any other slipper. It combines 2 layers of foam, including my proprietary My Pillow foam and a patented impact gel made from U.S. soybeans. My 3-tier cushioning system is going to help relieve pressure points, provide that micro support you need for all-day comfort, and help prevent fatigue. Not only that, my slippers are made with high-quality leather and a premium indoor-outdoor sole that make them extremely durable. I personally guarantee they're going to be the most comfortable slippers you'll ever own.
Steve Kane Show.
40% off the MyPillow
Hold on.
slippers.
Steve Kane Show.
Code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout.
Steve Kane Show.
MyPillow.com or call 1-800-716-4879.
Yep, hold on.
1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout.
Oh my goodness. See what I got to deal with? It's aggravating. All right, we're back. 23 minutes after the hour. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Oh man, by the way, the My Pillow My Slippers are now 50% off with the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, and of course today's episode of the Steve Kane Show is especially brought to you by Mike Lindell's My Pillow for Mother's Day. Save up to 66% off on your Mother's Day gifts on products at mypillow.com with the promo code Kane. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. All right, to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Andrea.
Yes, Andrea.
You should always take that.
I don't want to talk about the threatening stuff anymore. I just don't want to. I'm going to let you. I don't want to talk about the threatening stuff anymore. Okay? I tried to de-escalate a situation. The advice I got, not to mention it on the air, was sound advice I should have taken. I was trying to de-escalate a situation. I feel like Al Pacino in Godfather 3, right? They keep pulling me back in. Oh, my goodness. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hello?
Yes. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Andrew, I'm calling from Vancouver.
Hey, Vancouver.
How's it going?
I'll let you know at some point during this call. What do you have for me?
I think I like the idea about Dr. Oz running for senator. You know, he seems like an unbiased person, and I think people should
yeah.
really soon, because I don't really like it up here in Canada, so I'm heading across the border to Seattle. So yeah.
Okay. What are you going to do for work in Seattle?
I do computer programming.
Yeah.
Whole Silicon Valley thing is going to be pretty exciting.
I'm waiting for
I'm waiting for the
hammer. This guy.
A little crappy town.
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the call. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Where did this show go? Oh man. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. See, I get advice, I don't take it, and then look what happens. All right, let me try to get us back on topic. And so anyway, the Dr. Oz thing, your calls are welcome on that. Okay, now, this story about the Whitmer kidnapping, this is amazing. And, you know, at the end of yesterday's call, we got a call from Joellen from Fort Lauderdale. And I heard the call again on my way in to the radio station this morning, so I wanted to reference the call. So just to recap the situation, on Friday we got the verdicts in the Whitmer kidnapping case, and it was amazing. 4 guys, Trump supporters, were on trial in the kidnapping plot of Governor Whitmer. 2 of them were acquitted, and in the 2 other cases, the jury could not reach a verdict. They were hung. And we don't know if the government's going to come back after them or not after the 2 acquittals. That is massive. And what the jury believed was their defense. And their defense was this. They were entrapped by the government, by the FBI. The jury believed that, and they were acquitted. And there was another thing that came out of that I don't think many of you know. There was a second plot that the FBI was working under, just like the Whitmer plot, and this one involved Governor Northam of Virginia. You know, the guy in the Klansman outfit or the blackface. We never could really determine which one was him. Neither of them were good. The Democrat Governor Northam of Virginia, remember him? And that one didn't make it. And Joellen from Fort Lauderdale called in at the end of yesterday's show with a kind of a snarky attitude. She probably listened, so she'll probably be pissed off about this, but that's okay. She had kind of a snarky attitude. Like, we knew this, Brian. We already knew that these guys were set up. We already knew this. When did you just learn about this, Brian? You see, this is what you don't understand, okay? There were 5 court cases last week where the government had massive losses, okay? The 4 with the Whitmer plot, and then the guy in the January 6th case who was acquitted of all charges, and his defense was the Capitol Police let him in. And Joe Ellen, we already knew this, Brian. If you didn't know it, you just don't know what's going on. There's a difference between what happened with these cases, because we have jury and judge rulings in federal court cases. We have moved out of the realm of what would be considered by most conspiracy theory to fact. What we had before was a credible theory that had not been proven, and that this guy was let in by the Capitol Police, that the Governor Whitmer case was a plot started by the government, and these guys were entrapped. We believed that, and we had a lot of information that was very credible. So we knew this for a year, however long. But when these federal court rulings come in, or a jury decision comes in, what is a very educated opinion now becomes fact. You get it? Now becomes fact. That's a big difference. And when it's just us having educated opinions about this, talking about it, most people think that it is right-wing MAGA conspiracy theory. But now when you get jury decisions coming back, making that thought, that discussion, fact, in the realm of mainstream majority of people that don't follow news like you follow, like I follow it, this is like a big awakening. These decisions, yet again, a complete vindication of Trump and the MAGA movement. You know, remember, was it Ray who was talking about the right-wing domestic terrorist, right? Remember they were talking about that a lot in 2020 and 2021, and all these things were supposed to back up their concerns, and we're finding out it was all fake. That's huge. And when you say, we knew about this a year, you know, some people think they're so busy trying to act as if they're so far ahead of the game that they know things that nobody else knows. There's a difference between, you know, a scientist is researching something, and they have a theory, a scientific hypothesis, and then they go out to prove their theory, and then all of a sudden it becomes scientific fact. Okay? And when something becomes scientific fact, that's it, as opposed to a scientific theory. You know? So right now, we have things that were a very credible theory, backed up by a lot of evidence, and now it's fact. And this is huge. 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 And when you say, oh, that's old news, we knew about that. We knew about it. You discount this great accomplishment, and really what you help do is help the story disappear. All right, let's take the bottom of the hour break. If you're on hold, stand by. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE1, toll-free call. 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30
Steve Kane Show.
Same location and offering great deals on new and used tires.
Not yet. What's your name?
Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do
Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'll take after the break.
prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Hey there guys, it's Kathy, Brian's better half, and one of the most important holidays of the year is coming up, Mother's Day. We all love our moms. They always take such good care of their families. And now it's time to take care of the moms in your life. Whether it's for your wife, your own mother, your grandma, or your daughter. MyPillow.com has amazing gifts any mom will love. They have pillows, sheets, slippers, blankets, and so much more. Get your mom a gift she will love and one she will actually use year after year. When you visit MyPillow.com, be sure to use promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for absolutely amazing deals. MyPillow.com, perfect gifts for all the moms in your life. And remember, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for huge savings and great deals.
Attention seniors, protect yourself and your loved ones from losing your hard-earned assets to the government, attorneys, and greedy in-laws. You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's Living Trust Seminar. It's free and will be held Tuesday, April 12th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray Beach. All living trust plans are not created equally. Find out why at Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Seminar. To make your reservation for this free Living Trust Seminar, call the Siegel Law Group right now. Toll free 1-855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. Seating will be limited, so call now to reserve your seat. 1-855-352-3782. 1-855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, 34 minutes after the hour is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year. That's right, my name is Brian Craig. I'm going to attempt to go to the phones, and I don't know. I don't know if we're going to continue to go to the phones throughout the day. The last 30 minutes or so have been 1-888-GO-KANE. 1 is the number to call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Anthony. I'm calling from Central Pennsylvania.
All right, Pennsylvania. What's up?
Well, I wanted to disagree with some of the callers about Dr. Oz. If we don't vote for Dr. Oz, you know who's going to get in there? David McCormick, which is behind him. And guess who endorsed Dr. David McCormick? Do you know a guy by the name of Rick Santorum? It's endorsed by Rick Santorum, and he's right behind Dr. Oz. I'm sure Trump got some concessions from Dr. Oz, and if he get it in there, he's going to do some stuff we don't like. He's going to say some stuff we may not like. But would you rather vote for somebody endorsed by Rick Santorum or...
Well, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means when you say endorsed by Rick Santorum. What does that mean?
Means that David McCormick was this guy.
I know it means that David McCormick was endorsed by Rick Santorum, but what does the Rick Santorum endorsement mean? What is it about Rick Santorum that's the problem?
Endorsed by a rhino. He's endorsed by a rhino, and he is a rhino. David McCormick has said many negative things about Trump.
Well, I read this. Yeah, okay. I read this morning that Hope Hicks, and Jared Kushner are supporting McCormick. I read this morning in an article, I think it was in the Daily Mail. And it's confusing. It's confusing. Well, here's the thing. I don't know about Rick Santorum and being a rhino. I interviewed Rick Santorum on my podcast a few years ago, not long after he lost the election, you know. And he got very upset with me. I asked him a mild question. He raised his voice at me. It was very strange. But it was very strange, Rick Santorum. But you look at this is the problem with Dr. Oz, okay? He has come out in favor of not only gun control, very specifically supporting the idea of pediatricians without parents around asking children about guns their parents have at home. And that involves, do they have guns? What kind of guns? Where do they store them? Et cetera, et cetera. That's a very, very left-wing gun control position. That is a non-negotiable opinion for Republican voters. Number two, he is in favor of Roe v. Wade. He has said this. He is in favor of abortion. That is, these are two issues, by the way, on the Republican Party platform. So Roe v. Wade support, that's a non-negotiable position. He also, this is the one that's really going like wildfire right now, courtesy of Jack Posobiec, who's a strong Trump supporter, who Jack Posobiec is also very tight with Steve Bannon, okay? Jack Posobiec has circulated this television episode of Dr. Roz's TV show in favor of transitioning kids into other genders. That is one of the number one hot topics being debated in political circles in the country today. So you've got Dr. Oz with three extremely liberal positions. I mean, liberal times infinity, these three positions. They're non-negotiable positions. Dr. Oz is not electable in a general election as a Republican. There's just not. Especially the Roe v. Wade, gun control, that's it. He is not electable as a Republican because of those issues. He's not. And he's come out and tried to amend his position on Roe v. Wade and said that he is pro-life except in instances of life of the mother or rape or incest. Well, that's a very strong pro-choice position. That is not a pro-life position. So he's not electable.
But, you know, this state, you complain about people that have moved down. We've lost a lot of our hardcore Republicans in this state. It's very difficult to get a real Republican in here anymore because we have so many Democrats ruining everything.
Well, this is not these three issues. This isn't like weak. There's sometimes there'll be they're a Democrat, but in their state, gun control is not a good issue to support. This is beyond that. You've got three of the top conservative positions where he takes a strong liberal position, and he's just not electable. He's not.
What do you think of, Trump used to have some liberal, non-electable positions, and don't get me wrong, I don't like all the, I feel like I'm defensive.
Really? What was Donald Trump's liberal position? What was one of his liberal positions?
He was,
yeah, exactly. You can't think of any. Why do you think that is?
Because they were so long ago?
No, because he never because he never had liberal positions on these things. No. That's why. Believe me, if he did, you would know like that, because the Democrats will be running them all the time to make him look like a hypocrite. Right. And these things with Dr. Oz weren't a long time ago. These things, when I was young, when I was a kid, I was a Democrat. Then I grew up, right? These are things that Dr. Oz has done since he became a national celebrity, which are well into his adulthood. This isn't like when he was young or, decades ago.
Supposed to support then. There just isn't really any.
Well, see,
somebody that should carry some.
See, I don't think Dr. Oz is electable even in the primary. Okay, the talk about Dr. Oz among MAGA voters is really bad. I don't think he's electable in the primary. There's such a strong movement against him, and I did not know this. When this endorsement came out on Saturday, I did not know that he was pro Roe v. Wade. I did not know about Dr. Oz's gun control position. All I knew about Dr. Oz, other than he was a famous TV doctor, is that he backed up Trump every night during the early days of COVID. After the press conferences, I'd see him on Fox every night backing up everything Trump was doing. I did not know about these wackadoodle liberal positions of his Saturday. I started to learn about them on Sunday a little bit, and then yesterday there was just an onslaught of things, and they're disturbing. And the last thing Donald Trump needs is a loss. I'm reading right now. Liz Cheney has raised over $10 million. She's got this she's raised a tremendous amount of money for her in this House race. And that is a race that's up in the air because she's got some big hitters supporting her, right? Like her daddy and George W. Bush and many others, Mitch McConnell, you know, and that race is a crapshoot because the Republican establishment want Trump to lose. That race is not a sure bet in Wisconsin or Wyoming, I should say, with Liz Cheney, and I believe President Trump was set up and talked into endorsing Dr. Oz. I think President Trump, like me, didn't spend much time watching Dr. Oz's show and didn't know about these liberal positions of his. I think somebody in his camp is not on his side, and they got him to do this so that he'll have another loss. I mean, you can tell me, well, the other guy, McCormick he's got the endorsement of Rick Santorum. Is he post-transitioning kids' gender? Is he pro-abortion? Is he pro-gun control, the other guy?
Honestly, I don't really know.
Probably not.
Anti-Trump. That's what I don't.
Well, you don't. Well, you don't have to have a horse in every race. You ever go to the track? You don't bet on every race. Some races, you just gotta let them play out and not get involved. I believe President Trump will withdraw his nomination. I believe he will withdraw his. I'll give you an example. President Trump did a tour with Bill O'Reilly. We had Bill O'Reilly on the show talking about it. Something happened to President Trump. He did. There was an event here in Florida, and then he had one in Houston the following weekend. And he brought up something, and he got booed. And it wasn't a televised event because it was a private ticketed event with Bill O'Reilly. He brought up something and got booed. And ever since, he has not mentioned it once in any of his rallies. Do you know what it is? President Trump got booed by MAGA.
Right.
Do you know what he got booed for? What did he say?
He talked about vaccinations.
That's right. He talked about the vaccines. He got booed in Florida, and he got booed in I think it was in Houston. And again, those weren't televised. Those were private ticketed events. And if you watch his events, and I watch them all that are on TV, he doesn't mention it anymore, does he? He stopped. Because he feels the pulse of his supporters. And that stopped him from talking about it. I think we're going to see a similar transition with Dr. Oz.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, we'll have to see.
All right.
As it is now, I don't see him pulling back his endorsement. I think it would make him look like
he's pulled back endorsements before. He's done it before. I mean, this one obviously would be a little more high profile, but we don't need President Trump connected with a loss. And this guy cannot win. He may lose this primary. Because I have never seen MAGA voters tell Trump, please don't do this, like with this issue.
What do you want your Pennsylvania listeners to do if Dr. Oz gets in and becomes the candidate?
If he wins the primary? Well, I want a Republican more than a Democrat because we need to have the majority. But we're talking about the primary now. We're not talking about the general. And President Trump's being set up to have losers here. If President Trump has endorsed 100 candidates, okay, 100 candidates in the primaries, 99 of them win and one loses, the whole media narrative will be Trump's lost his edge. He's lost his influence. He lost 1 out of 100, but he's lost. Can't afford to have losses. And the Liz Cheney one could go either way with what the establishment Republicans are pouring into that. So now I would hope President Trump will withdraw his endorsement of Dr. Oz.
All right. Well, I guess that's all I have to say today. But
no, a very good call. Very good conversation. Thanks for your call from Central Pennsylvania. All right, we've elevated the quality of the callers up a little bit today. I love it. Great. We were going down the tubes for a while, but Central Pennsylvania gave us a save. Callers on hold, stand by. We're going to take a break. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
Steve Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair.
Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Oh, yeah, hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hey, Louise, on.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car that your car doesn't need. And their prices are low. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Traveling, you need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on radio.
Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, how you doing? This is Mike in New York.
Hey, Mike.
Making a guy with dementia. I told you when before you became...
I couldn't. You're a little muffled there, Mike. I can't understand you.
I said, making a guy with dementia, the President of the United States was a bad idea.
Yeah.
I think he does make it worse, but I just want to say something about Dr. Ross. He was the only one, and him and Dr. Atlas, anything he said about the COVID, they had his back from day one.
That's true.
You can go back. You can go back and talk about Trump. When he was pro-gay marriage, he was pro-choice. You can always say they said in 2009 Trump said, "Well, Trump went to Hillary's wedding." Well, I believe Dr. Oz. Anything he spreads it over, as I told you.
Yeah, but here's the problem, Mike. Okay, what you're saying about Dr. Oz may be true. And really all I knew about him was he was on TV every night on Fox defending everything President Trump said in those daily press conferences with Fauci, the 2.5-hour marathon sessions. And he was really the only one, long before even Dr. Atlas came out. So I got a respect for Dr. Oz over that. But what I'm talking about is, since Saturday, when Trump made the announcement that he was endorsing Dr. Oz, there has been millions of MAGA people nationwide, prominent MAGA people that are not fake MAGA, like Jack Posobiec, and people in this listening audience who say no to Dr. Oz. And there is such a MAGA wave against Dr. Oz that will continue to grow. There's no way he can win that election in Pennsylvania. Even if he wins the primary, he's going to lose the general. He has zero support among MAGA voters.
The only thing I would tell you is that you have to go with the Republican, Dr. Oz, because the other guy will kill you.
Well, he's in a primary running against another Republican. So if Dr. Oz, if President Trump withdrew his nomination from Dr. Oz and Dr. Oz lost, a Republican would still win.
Tell you the thing on Kelly. Kelly went about 5 minutes on why you should vote for Dr. Oz.
Megyn Kelly? Why is Megyn Kelly wearing sunglasses all the time now, by the way? Oh, the great Greg Kelly from Newsmax TV. Yeah, Greg Kelly, the best guy in television news. Oh, my goodness.
The only reason I'm listening to. So he did a 5-minute bit on why you should vote Dr. Oz.
Well, I missed Greg Kelly's show last night. If you DM it to me, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. All right, take care. Thanks, Mike. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Louise from Boca, the mask lady.
Yes.
Yes. Are you aware that Dr. Oz was on Hannity last night, and they were both discussing how happy he was that President Trump, endorsed him?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that?
I know. I don't pay much attention to Hannity, but Sean Penn was on Hannity last week. Maybe we should put him in the Senate too, huh?
Saying now if the president retracts that, but he was on Hannity last night.
Yeah, maybe it was Hannity's idea.
I don't know.
For Trump to endorse him.
They were saying how wonderful that President Trump endorsed him and so on. So now to walk that back, it's not going to be that easy.
Sure it is. Listen, I mean, I'm looking at, there's articles here. Here's an article, Trump world goes into meltdown after Trump endorses Dr. Oz. And it's a whole article about how the top spokespeople in the MAGA movement, okay, Jack Posobiec is the most famous of them, are saying no to Dr. Oz and circulating these very liberal things. Now, you may not have a problem with someone being pro-gun control and pro-Roe v. Wade, right? Is that a problem for you?
Yes.
Well, Dr. Oz is in favor of gun control, and he's in favor of Roe v. Wade. He's not pro-life.
I haven't watched Dr. Oz.
Yeah, but these are his positions. He is pro-choice and pro-gun control. Did Hannity? I didn't see Hannity last night. You did. Did Hannity get into this?
Yeah, well, they were both pleased that.
Well, I both pleased, yeah. But did Hannity get into the abortion topic with him? His position on abortion?
I can't tell you. I don't recall.
Yeah.
Recall, but I wonder if other listeners saw it in depth and really hung on every word. Maybe.
Well, that's a big one. That's a big one. So, I mean, I'd like to know what his answer. I would like to hear someone who saw Dr. Oz on. Listen, I will never disagree. I will never criticize President Trump. I say this all the time, and I'm not doing either of those things right now. I believe he got some very bad advice from the same type of people that told him Jeff Sessions was a good pick.
Yeah, well, hopefully
Steve Kane Show.
another caller who really listened to
Hello?
it. It was
Steve Kane
kind
Show.
of offhanded, but
Hold
I
on.
just saw that.
Well, yeah. Okay, all right. Well, thank you, Louise. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Susie. I'm from Missouri.
Susie from Missouri. What's up?
Real easy to take back that endorsement.
You would like him to take back the endorsement?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Oz is not a good person. I've learned a lot about him over the years.
Really? Like what?
Well, I believe there's a whole, just the fact that he was so close with Oprah, which I know everybody.
Well, President Trump has been friends with Oprah. President Trump was friends with Oprah.
Not as close.
No. Well, Dr. Oz, Oprah Winfrey made Dr. Oz very wealthy and a household name. Yeah, I mean.
Exactly. Exactly. And he's kind of beholden in
But there's got to be more to it than that. There's got to be more that they know Oprah.
to it because the
Steve Kane Show.
the abortion alone, let alone
Steve
all
Kane
the
Show.
other stuff. And he's forgiven children
Yep, hold on.
the hormone blockers.
Well, there you go. Yes. Yeah. And now those two things you mentioned, his pro-choice position and the transitioning kids position, that's it. I mean, he's
right there.
He not only that, not only is he not electable, I do not believe he's electable statewide because of those two. The backlash has been too much. There are a lot of people who Ronald Reagan used to be a Democrat, okay? And he was president of the Screen Actors Guild at one point. But there was a complete transformation in him. That has not happened with Dr. Oz. He's Rhino, Republican in name only. Hey, listen, Missouri, thanks for the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Kim from Georgia.
Kim from Georgia. What's up?
I was just, the Dr. Oz thing. John Frederick is pushing Dr. Oz, which is odd to me because, you know, he's coming here to Georgia to try and get Purdue and all that.
Well, Dr. Oz, this thing about Dr. Oz, I didn't know these things about Dr. Oz on Saturday. I never really followed Dr. Oz. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people that are famous that I don't, you know, Lady Gaga, I can't tell you one of her songs, right? But now we're finding out that Dr. Oz is not just a little bit liberal, he's extremely liberal on key issues.
Well, I know, and that's what
Steve Kane
I
Show.
was going to say is Emma Robinson interviewed a third candidate, which is actually a black female who sounds very MAGA. But evidently, she doesn't have the money that the other two have.
Well, you know, if you get, you know, President Trump can't. There are lots of people run for all kinds of offices. They're not, and they might be very good people, right? But that doesn't mean they're a viable candidate. And sometimes, you know, it's what I told a caller earlier. You know, this is a primary. Whoever loses, a Republican still will win, right, in this race. But if you go to the racetrack, you don't bet on every race, right? And some races, and some races you just got to let play out and not get involved. And I'm telling you, President Trump was set up here. He was advised to do this endorsement. There's been a huge backlash from MAGA people, and I would like him to withdraw it. Now, I'm always going to be with Trump and support Trump and whatever he says to do. But this was a Jeff Sessions-like recommendation. And Jeff Sessions was responsible for the whole Mueller investigation and everything else, right? Yeah. Hey, listen, I got to run for a break, but thanks for the call from Georgia. It's 8 a.m., 2 hours down, 1 to go. If you're on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Back after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642
Steve Kane Show.
for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye.
Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. Hi, Brian Craig here. I'm in studio with my wife, Kathy, and she's here to tell you about her experience with the MyPillow mattress topper.
Well, as you know, Brian, I was waking up in pain almost every morning for years and years, and we had bought a new mattress not that long ago, but it still was not doing the trick. So I said to you, let's get the MyPillow mattress topper, and let's see if it helps or makes any kind of a difference. And I have to tell you, after sleeping on it just one night, I woke up, no pain, I felt incredible. It made a huge, huge difference for me. And the pain has not returned.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Now go to MyPillow.com and order your MyPillow mattress topper and do what Kathy and I
Oh, that would be great, Angry Pasta. But I don't think you're getting another stimulus check.
And this is an incredible deal because with the promo code Kane, you will save 30%
I'm so sorry I told that story now. I really
and get 2 free.
was trying to cool the person off.
But you got to use the promo code
And then I get that
Kane at
lunatic.
checkout, Kane. It comes in every size too, from twin all the way up to California King. That's promo code Kane, Kane, at MyPillow.com. Attention seniors, protect yourself and your loved ones from losing your hard-earned assets to the government, attorneys, and greedy in-laws. You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's Living Trust Seminar. It's free and will be held Tuesday, April 12th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray Beach. All living trust plans are not created equally. Find out why at Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Seminar. To make your reservation for this free Living Trust Seminar, call the Siegel Law Group right now. Toll free 1-855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. Seating will be limited, so call now to reserve your seat. 1-855-352-3782. 1-855-352-3782.
Well, you can always go back and watch the show later. The end of the first hour and the beginning of the second. Alrighty, welcome back. 3 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. Steve will be joining us after the next break. And, well, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. This is Gloria from Virginia Beach.
Gloria in Virginia Beach. What's on your mind?
Well, I just wanted to say, as far as Dr. Oz, because I used to watch his show a long time ago, and his demeanor has totally changed. He's putting on an act. He's a fake. I trust Donald Trump with all my heart and soul, and I will always go with Trump. But if I lived in Pennsylvania, I would never vote for Dr. Oz. When I first found out he was throwing his hat in there, I said, oh my God, what an awful thing. And,
yeah.
That's it.
Well, what is it? I mean, what is it about Dr. Oz more, other than a personal dislike? What has you say what you're saying?
Well, because I think he was a different person when he's on his show, and he just has the appearance that he's putting on a fake act, an act. He's not, like you said, I think he's a rhino.
Well, and I go back to Jeff Sessions, okay? Jeff Sessions was a plant. I don't know, if you remember, when President Trump was running the first time, Jeff Sessions, I believe, was the first sitting Republican member of the Senate to publicly endorse Trump. And then he was out on the campaign trail with Donald Trump. That was all a plan that if Trump were to win, they weren't sure, they didn't want him to win, but if Trump were to win, to get him in a key position, Attorney General, and he gave us the Mueller investigation. And look what that did. Okay? And I've always wondered who pushed Jeff Sessions on President Trump, and I'm wondering that about Dr. Oz now.
Yes, and I wondered the same thing about Pence.
Pence is another one. I mean, Pence is out of nowhere. I knew who Pence was, but I thought it was a strange pick. There have been people around Trump that have betrayed him, and some of them I think were there all along to betray him. And what I was talking about, Virginia Beach, about this at the top of the show at 6, there was a big get-together at Mar-a-Lago. I believe it was the beginning of last week. It might have been the week before, but they had a movie screening at Mar-a-Lago, and at this screening were all kinds of people that worked for Trump. Some of them had been fired, like Reince Priebus. Reince Priebus was the first chief of staff who was fired. He was there, and others. And then this Dr. Oz thing comes out this weekend. So what I'm wondering is, did someone in that circle set Trump up with this? And is that where it happened? When all these old people, some of them had been fired in the past, were at Mar-a-Lago whispering in people's ears, whose idea was this to endorse Dr. Oz?
Well, I trust Trump 100%. And
me too.
He has a reason for everything he does.
Yeah, I mean, I trust President Trump with my life.
Yeah.
I do. And I don't say that lightly as like a figure of speech. I'm serious. I mean, I'd follow Trump anywhere, But this is what happened, because I saw the endorsement on Saturday. I didn't think too much of it, and the backlash from MAGA voters has been huge against this. Huge against this. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen MAGA voters say to Trump, "Please don't do this. This was a bad idea. Not like this."
Well, I would never assume that I could tell Trump to do anything. I believe everything he does, and I really believe with all my heart that everything he does.
I can't watch it. I'm on the air. Call me about Hannity, and you can tell me what happened there.
He's one of the smartest people I've ever known.
Oh, yeah. He's brilliant. He is. He is. Hey, listen, thanks for the call from Virginia Beach, Virginia. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning. This is Richard calling from Coral Springs.
Richard in Coral Springs, home of Wings Plus on Sample Road. What's on your mind?
Yes, just passing Sample Road right now. Always vote emotionally. Liberals vote with their mind. You know, the only way...
No, you got it backwards. You got it backwards. Liberals are the emotional ones. Republicans use their mind. You got it backwards.
Possibly, maybe, you know, I'm a new caller, maybe I said it like that, but what I'm trying to say is that people have to put a crook to beat a crook. Only way to win a majority is to put somebody who can win liberal states. Pennsylvania has changed a lot. And if Trump can bring the MAGA people around, liberals will vote for Oz too.
Well, here, no, the liberals are not going to vote for a Trump-endorsed candidate. Here's the thing. The information that's come out about Dr. Oz since Saturday are very liberal, extremely liberal positions on issues that there's no negotiating on. Gun control and abortion. The transgender thing, too, but these are all, there's no negotiating on these issues, and he's got extremely radical leftist positions on them. And I don't think I think the Republicans, if Dr. Oz were to win the nomination, I think that he would be so damaged with all of this among Republican voters, he would not win. That whoever they run up against him would win in Pennsylvania. He is not. Republican MAGA voters will turn out en masse, but they'll leave Dr. Oz blank in the general election. They will not vote for him. He'll lose.
And that's what I believe is not the right strategy to take over the Senate. I mean, this is a strategy to take over Senate because you have to play every horse this time, because if you pick and choose which horse, you have to play every state. Because otherwise, without winning the Senate, there's nothing we can do for the next 2 years.
No, we got to get Mitch McConnell out of the leadership position. And my first thought was, well, Dr. Oz has vowed to President Trump to remove McConnell. But see, these terrible things that have come out about Dr. Oz have come out from MAGA conservatives. Very famous Trump supporters have leaked this out, not the Democrats. And these are not things the Democrats have leaked out. These are things that some of the most prominent Trump supporters, Jack Posobiec is number one, have brought out.
Correct. And I mean, he did the same thing in the
Steve Kane show. Hold on.
Position, and he was flip-flopping on it.
Yeah, and I went online. Okay, I went online and looked up his position because Dr. Oz now claims to be pro-life. Okay, and that's not exactly true. He's pro-life. This is how he amended his position. He's pro-life, except in the instance where the life of the mother is in danger, or the child is the product of rape or incest. That is a pro-abortion position, and the health of the mother is that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. No, it's not. That he's yeah.
I understand, but you're looking at a different state, Brian. Pennsylvania is not Florida or is not Alabama. And just one thought about Jeff Sessions. Since you mentioned him, I don't think Jeff Sessions was a bad person. But McConnell and the rhinos have to pull his arm to do this.
Oh no, I think Jeff Sessions was part of a very well thought out anti-Trump plot and was planted there to do what he did. And Jeff Sessions did more damage to Trump's presidency in his first term than any other single individual, because he allowed that Mueller investigation. That crap.
But McConnell is doing the same thing, after the fact. And what did Attorney Barr do? He did the same thing. If Attorney
no, Barr's trashing Trump now, but Barr came in and ended the Mueller investigation. You know, he didn't do that for Trump. He did it for Mueller, but he did it for Barr didn't do that for Trump. He did it for Mueller and for the establishment because they didn't find anything and they were trying to say, yeah. Okay, all right. Listen, I appreciate the call, but you know we're getting involved on a lot of other things here. But what I'm telling you is that Sessions was a plant, Mike Pence might have been a plant, and we don't need another one. All right, our number toll free 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. Steve will be joining us after the next break, and I want to talk to you here for a second about hormone replacement pellet therapy and Dr. Mitch Matez. Did you guys see Biden the other day when he was out there with Ketanji? Can't even speak. His eyes are closed. You know, he's If Joe Biden took advantage of the free consultation at the biostation with Dr. Mitch Matez by mentioning he heard about him on the Steve Kane Show, and Joe Biden began hormone replacement pellet therapy, he would be like Trump, like that. He'd have his energy back. He'd have his cognitive abilities back. I don't know if Jill would like this part, but he'd have his sexual abilities back too, and a whole bunch more. Hormone replacement pellet therapy is a life changer. It will change. It's for both men and women as well. You get your energy back, your sex drive back. You will look better. You will feel better. Those midday naps will disappear. You'll have energy throughout the day. You'll have the sex drive and energy level you had when you were in your 20s. Call Dr. Mitch Matez at the biostation. Mention you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show and take advantage of the free consultation. That is only for listeners of the Steve Kane Show. Here's the number, 561-320-8893. Do you want to be like Joe Biden or like Donald Trump? I think you want to be like Donald Trump. And hormone replacement pellet therapy can do that for you. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business.
Steve Kane Show.
Deals on new and used tires.
Hey, Jam, hold on.
Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Brian Craig here. Come meet Steve Kane and me this Saturday from 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace. This is our first appearance in over 2 years, and all of you are invited. It's 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop in the Festival Marketplace. The Festival Marketplace is just east of the Turnpike on the south side of Sample Road in Pompano. AJ's is located in front of the information booth next to the food court. Come meet Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, this Saturday, 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace. See you there.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All righty, 16 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. And Steve's joining us. Hey, Steve. I'm counting. I've been counting. I counted. I started doing the counting when we hit 40, and then we're celebrating. You know, this is a big one. 40, 45, and 50 is right around the corner. You started with Marconi, I think, right?
Not quite that bad.
Were you doing the show when you first started the Steve Kane Show? Were you doing it by telegraph? You had to do ... Or were you speaking? Anyway. This Dr. Oz controversy has the phones going. You want to take another couple calls on it, or what do you want to do?
Sure, whatever. I'm not that knowledgeable on Dr. Oz.
Well, that's okay. You can pretend.
Happened done with the list.
Yeah. Well, let's take another call or two on it, and then we'll get into some other things because there are other things to talk about. But this is an important topic. Good morning, Chaplain Jethro. I'm making a rare appearance. Chaplain Jethro. Good morning.
Good morning. I stomached watching Hannity last night talking to Dr. Oz here a few moments ago. It was more like a love session than it was a prying session into his past. So Hannity is just deep in his pocket.
Well, you know, I am questioning how loyal Hannity is to Trump right now. I feel I've gotten, you know, he had Mike Pence on a few weeks back, Sean Hannity, and that doesn't sound like something MAGA would do. I just think that Sean Hannity might be on the outs with Trump.
That could very well be. He's basically saying that he did the vetting process on Dr. Oz. I said, well, he must not have done much vetting, because the research I've done on this guy tells me no way would I ever cast a vote for him.
Hannity said he did vetting of Dr. Oz?
Well, he certainly did, and I can't believe it. You know?
Did he ask Dr. Oz about his position on Roe v. Wade and abortion? Did he ask him?
No.
Oh.
One bit.
Wow, that's a big one. Did he ask his position? Did he ask Dr. Oz his position on pediatricians asking underage children if their parents have guns at home, and if they do, how many, what kind, and where are they stored? Did he ask Dr. Oz about that?
No.
What the hell did he talk to him about then? Oprah?
No, I just basically talked to him about, his positions on abortion, that he's pro-life, and that he's Second Amendment and all that. And I said, bull crap on that.
Yeah, it is. Dr. Oz said he is now pro-life. I looked this up on Sunday. He's pro-life except in instances of rape, incest, or life of the mother. That is a pro-choice position. That is not pro-life position. I'm sorry, Dr. Oz.
If you watch The Breakfast Club on YouTube, and Dr. Oz being interviewed about abortion,
that's right.
Turn your head the other way.
Yeah. So what do you think Trump should do? Should he withdraw the endorsement? He's done it before.
Yes, he should.
Yeah, maybe Dr. Oz was Hannity's recommendation.
It could very well.
All right, Chaplain Jethro. All right, thanks so much for your call. All right, our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. Steve Kane has joined us. So, yeah, but there are other things going on in the news, Steve, and if you want to get into some other things, we can. Well, if anybody has any other thoughts on Dr. Oz, you certainly are welcome about that and any of the other things we brought up on the show today, because we've talked about quite a bit for the last almost 2.5 hours. So you can talk about it. You can call in about anything we've brought up to this point. But I did catch Tucker a little bit last night. Not the whole thing, but some. Did you catch any of Tucker Carlson?
I caught a little.
Well, did you see what he was talking about with what's going on in China and Shanghai in particular?
Yes.
You know, they're doing this. I mean, they're doing the lockdown. I mean, well, they'll be successful in China because it's a dictatorial police state with one-party rule. But
here.
Well, yeah. What Tucker Carlson was saying last night is this oppressive lockdown that they're doing in Shanghai. He says is Biden's model. You know, the Democrats are in big trouble. Every poll that has come out lately shows that there's going to be a red tsunami. And, you know, I was talking about at the very beginning of the show, there's a lot of fake issues that are coming up right now, right, with the Democrats. All of a sudden, the Democrats have been enlightened over transgendered issues for some reason. This gun control crap they're bringing up. The Democrats are desperate, and they're bringing up all these issues and throwing everything they can at the wall to try to get some support back, because the polls show they're in big trouble. Yesterday, Jen Psaki, talks about the Putin price hikes. You know, the new inflation numbers are coming out, and she was panicked over them. She was warning people in the press conference yesterday. Jen Psaki was warning the press of the devastating inflation numbers that are coming out later this week. That's how bad it's going to be. She looked panicked. She looked scared. She looked very scared. I mean, she was not happy, and she kept saying Putin price hikes. Nobody buys that crap, right? Putin price hikes. Give me a break. What do we get from Russia? Nothing. But vodka and mail order brides, I guess. I don't know. But the Democrats have nothing going for them, and they're bringing up a lot of issues that are meaningless issues out of the blue to try to gin up some support back because the poll numbers are so devastating. And because of that, the Democrats are going to get desperate, and they're going to get more and more desperate the closer we get to the election. And a lot of Democrats like COVID restrictions still. They like COVID restrictions still. A lot of Democrats do. And you see them, the people that are driving in cars by themselves wearing masks and everything. So bringing there's a lot, they're called Democrats. Yeah. I mean, my goodness. Yesterday, I know a lot of you guys deal with this. If you go to a doctor's office in Florida, the doctors, most of them, make you wear a mask in the office. And my wife goes to a lot of doctors, and all of her doctors make her wear a mask. And she's on oxygen, right? She already can't breathe, and then she's got to put this thing over her face, over her mouth and nose that suffocate her. There are a lot of people out there that are very comfortable. Democrats always like government control. They always are, right? I mean, and there's a lot of Democrat voters out there that are very comfortable with bringing things. And I think a lot of these Democrats that you see wearing masks everywhere by themselves, I think it's like a badge of honor. I think that they feel superior because they got a mask on. That they're not a MAGA. I'm a Democrat. And they identify it by having a mask on, and bringing back COVID restrictions in the country. It may be a way for some of the Democrats to get firmed up and activated. They love the government being involved. Anyway, our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Richie. This is Richie.
Hey, Richie the bus driver. Hey, Richie.
I have to bring up Dr. Ross. Okay? I'm sorry, Steve, for bringing this up. Go ahead. Well, when Dr. Ross first announced he was up 16 points right away, his opponent in the Republican Party is up. He totally flipped it because people did the research before the endorsement. The guy that's running against Dr. Ross is really, really a strict conservative. The point I'm bringing up is I get Brian.
I like how he says, and when you say my name, you say it with such disgust. Brian. You don't. It's Brian. Why do you got to throw in the tone? Brian. It's like you're disgusted by me. Brian.
You don't think it's an extreme position? You say it's anti-pro-life of Dr. Ross to be against abortion with incest, rape, or the life of the mother?
Life of the mother is a very vague. Steve will tell you. Steve. Life of the mother is a very vague term that's used by. Okay, a lot of Elton John, gay, right? Elton John used to run around on interviews. He'd be on Phil Donahue and say he was bisexual. He was not bisexual. He was not comfortable enough saying he was gay yet. So he said he was bisexual. A lot of these, a lot of people that are pro-abortion, okay, they're not comfortable saying that. So they say, no. Even Bill Clinton used to say abortion should be safe, legal, and rare. Remember you say, so a lot of people that are pro-choice are afraid to come out strongly for it. So they say, I'm pro-life except in these instances that'll cover every abortion there is.
Question: You don't think it's extreme? Your position? If a woman is raped, she should carry a child from.
Yeah, it's not the child's fault that it's been conceived out of one of these situations.
In other words, the mother should have to carry something in her body that with the trauma that happened to her.
Yes.
I
No, it's not.
I think I'm pro-life, but
And what does the health of the mother mean? Health of the mother can mean that she's going to have saggy boobs and a saggy stomach after she's pregnant. That's a health issue.
No, I'm not talking about somebody that if they get raped, immediately take the pill, morning after pill, or whatever it takes.
No, that's not what Dr. Oz said, and that's not what you're saying. You know, morning after pill, which is abortion as well. But no, Dr. Oz didn't say, okay, a woman's raped, she immediately goes to the ER, they do a rape kit, and then they give her this pill an hour later. That's not what he said.
The other point I'm bringing up, and I know Steve was listening.
Steve Kane Show.
I'm MAGA because I'm a Trump guy.
Steve Kane Show.
The whole world isn't, in our country isn't a Trump guy. Pennsylvania happens to be. How many senators have they had that are Republican lately? How many presidents have they voted for in the last?
Yeah, but a Republican that is he can do damage. Dr. Oz could do damage not in just Pennsylvania but elsewhere. Dr. Oz is pro-abortion, very radical on gun control, liberal, and yes, he is. He is, and well, he said he lied, and thirdly, he he's in favor of the children transitioning to different genders.
That's another story.
So those are three bedrock principles of Republican voters these days that are not negotiable.
But listen, with an endorsement of President Trump, he's going to peel off some Republicans.
No, there's been a massive turn by very famous, prominent, influential MAGA Republicans like Jack Posobiec and Charlie Kirk, who are saying, please don't do this. Who advised President Trump to do this?
Yeah. Well, that basically, it's not my election. Whatever happens.
No, it is your election, because what happens, and by all these things about Dr. Oz are coming out from Republicans. Once he gets the nomination, the Democrats are going to get into it with these quack cure things I keep hearing about. So, you know, he is going to do serious damage, Dr. Oz, to President Trump.
Now I'm going to bring this up. The thing yesterday with Tucker, and that's Biden's thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's about. Listen, it's 8:30. It's 8:30. We're going to take our break. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve is here. We'll be back with your calls after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have
Steve Kane Show.
pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet, muscle weakness,
Hold on.
loss of balance?
Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at laportacontracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to the Steve Kane Show.
Attention seniors, protect yourself and your loved ones from losing your hard-earned assets to the government, attorneys, and greedy in-laws. You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's Living Trust Seminar. It's free and will be held Tuesday, April 12th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray Beach. All living trust plans are not created equally. Find out why at at Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Seminar. To make your reservation for this free Living Trust Seminar, call the Siegel Law Group right now. Toll free 1-855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. Seating will be limited, so call now to reserve your seat. 1-855-352-3782. 1-855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on Radio.
Yes. Now, Attorney Barry Siegel's workshop is today. That is today. So, I've not spoken to Barry today, so I don't know if they still have availability, but if you call the Siegel Law Group, they will tell you whether or not they have availability for today's Living Trust workshop. Here's the number, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. That's this afternoon. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1's the number. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, great. I just have some information from the Daily Wire. Obama is calling for the impeachment of Joe Biden. How about that?
I'd have to. Where's that at? Obama wants okay, that's Tucker. Is that Tucker's or Ben Shapiro's? Okay, let me look. I don't go anywhere. I got to see that. Obama has come out and publicly said that he wants Biden. I don't see that story here. Tell me what he said. What's the headline? I got the Daily Wire. What's the headline? I got to see this to believe it. I don't believe it. Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't even. It sure would, and we're stopping the press. You'll call us back. Okay, call us back. We'll get that call the 5th. What do you say, Steve? Never? Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. Will from Illinois.
Yes, Will.
How are you doing?
Doing good. How about you, Will?
Pretty good. I had a question. What about the Plan B? Like Plan B, like for intercourse? Because
well, I think the first plan was to have sex, right? I mean, if you don't have sex, you don't get pregnant or impregnate people, right?
pregnant right currently.
Congratulations.
At the end of, thank you. At the end of the pregnancy, right? If she killed up, she says, "Hey, William, I don't want to have another child for a minute, right? For at least a month or 2 months after, right? And what am I supposed to do?"
Well, don't have sex with your wife. That's what you're not supposed to do. Well, then you are not practicing birth control. If you want to make sure that your wife doesn't get pregnant, stop having sex with her, or at least that kind of sex.
The Republicans kind of frown on the Plan B.
Well, because you've told us that you're out of control in Illinois, that you cannot control your sexual urges. You're out of control.
6 years old, I'm a young guy, I got needs too,
Oh, you got needs too. So your needs are more important than the needs of your wife. Well, then you're a crappy husband. You say if your wife says she doesn't want to get pregnant, and and you will not for a while, and you will not stop doing things to impregnate her, seems like maybe it's not that she doesn't want to have children. Maybe she just doesn't want to have any more with you because you're so selfish.
That's horrible, Brian.
Well, you said if I know that would be a horrible way to treat your wife.
Right, it's my first child. I want to be, I want to be a good husband.
No, you said after this child. You said if my wife told me.
I mean, I want 4 children. I want.
Yeah, but
it's not up to me though, right? It's up to.
I'm trying to understand. It seems to me that you're looking to possibly be in a situation where you want somebody to tell you it's okay to have an abortion or something. I'm trying to figure out what the point of your call is.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, so
this was referring to the Plan B, taking some type of precaution. I wasn't implying about it never. Like, and that was even put laid onto the table. Like, my wife had took a quad test, right?
Your wife had done what? Took a Quaalude?
A quad test.
A quad test. I don't even know what that is.
That's like the OBGYN. They take blood and they check for chromosomes, right? For extra chromosomes, they check for, and the doctor asked us, they said, if the child has cystic fibrosis, right, which is a common disease, and the mother has to have it, or the father gene has to have it too as well. That possibly she was.
Oh, okay. So you want to do like Adolf Hitler and the Nazis. You want to do a test, and if the child is not going to be perfect, you want to be okay to abort the child? No. You know, I have I don't want to say who it is. I don't want to say who it is in my family because they may not know. But there's someone in my family who is a grown person and married. And when they were inside their mother's womb, I was a kid. And the doctor told them that they were going to have, that their child was going to have Down syndrome. Right? When the child was in the womb. That child doesn't have Down syndrome or any other things and is now like 30-something years old.
Even if my child had that, I would still love my child like it was, you know, like I would still love it either.
Then why did you bring it up? What if the child has cystic fibrosis? Why did you bring that up?
Because the doctor had laid it on the table.
Okay.
About it, even before like he was implying that if the child has that, you know, like, and I'm thinking to myself.
Oh, did they ask if you guys wanted an abortion?
Basically.
Well, I'd find another doctor. Find another doctor. You've got a gynecologist that is really a terrible, Dr. Frankenstein. That's a terrible doctor.
And Dr. Oz too as well. I wanted to say, you know, he went to the store, to the grocery store, and he was like shopping. You know, he said, "I got to get some salsa for dinner tonight or something." And he was putting things into the buggy, and he was like, "And the prices are so high." He said he had like a handful of stuff, and he goes, "This is $18 worth of stuff," and he said, "And we can thank Joe Biden for that." And I'm thinking to myself, oh, he's trying to relate to the American people about inflation, but he drives a Chrysler or drives like something like in the.
Hey, listen, I'm going to run. Hey, listen, thanks for the call, Central Illinois. He seems a little, I don't know, a little wacky, that guy, Steve. Or high, I don't know. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Carol again. I found the article.
Okay. Hold on. You have an article from the Daily Wire that says Obama wants to impeach Biden.
Let me read it.
Wait. Turn off the volume. Slow down. Slow down. Turn down the volume of whatever device you're listening to us on in the background. There's a delay. Yeah, turn it down, because I want to hear this story of Obama has said he wants to impeach Joe Biden. I got to hear this. Yeah, I know, breaking news. We're going to go viral.
Are you ready? Is anybody ready to listen?
We're ready.
We're ready.
Tell you all about this.
Let us have it.
And then I'm not excited. Okay. Former White House physician Ronnie Jackson, who served the role under Obama and Trump administration, said on Friday that Joe Biden must be immediately resigning.
Okay, hold on, slow down. Now, first of all, Ronnie Jackson is currently a Republican member of the House of Representatives from Texas. So can you skip to the part, and he's a good guy. I like him a lot. He was Trump's doctor. But can you skip to the part where it says Obama wants to impeach Joe Biden, which is what you said in your call?
I read it wrong.
Oh.
Daily Wire.
Okay.
Remember the exact words, because, you know, it's...
Then don't read us. Then what's the point of reading the rest of the article?
Where did I leave off of?
No. What is the point of reading the article if it doesn't... Oh, my goodness.
Immediately resigned to spare...
According to Republican Ronnie Jackson, yes.
Mentally still fit to reform.
We all agree with that, and Ronnie Jackson's been saying that for some time. But I don't know what the point of reading the article is if it doesn't say the thing that you said it said about Obama.
Right. Well, I misspoke.
I don't need to hear an article from Ben Shapiro to tell me that Joe Biden's not mentally fit. Exactly. And why the hell is that? And why the hell are you going to that never Trumper, Ben Shapiro? Ben Shapiro thinks. Oh my goodness. Are you married?
USA.
You must be the oldest member of Turning Point USA.
USA.
All right, thank you for the call. I was going to ask her if she was married because she just won't stop and have a conversation. I was going to either feel sorry for her poor husband or understand why he left her. But Ben Shapiro believes that Donald Trump had sex with Stormy Daniels. I mean, I couldn't believe. That's when I stopped paying attention to him. He said, of course he used the term like boinked her or something. I don't think so, Ben Shapiro. All right. Oh, man. The callers today, Steve, have been weird. It's been very weird. I made a mistake early in the show, and then I got a strange call, and it's just been it's been a weird day. Well, I'm certainly not going to repeat it on the air. I'll tell you after the show. I'm good. I did something on the air I was going to talk to you about before the show, but I couldn't get you on the phone before I went on the air. Well,
said your phone had been off all day by accident, and I said, well, it's important to have your phone with you, so make sure you got.
Well, I had mine.
Later, called you back 10 minutes later. I still couldn't get.
Oh my God! When I'm on the air in the mornings, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I left it on Do Not Disturb all day yesterday by accident.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, must have still been on Do Not Disturb. I thought I did. I must have not done it, I guess. I don't know. Oh, my goodness. But that wasn't why you didn't answer your phone when I called you today, Steve. You had your phone on Do Not Disturb. But I must say, yesterday, my phone didn't ring all day, and I couldn't I felt like I wasn't loved. No one called me all day, and I didn't understand why. And then I talked to you like around 5 or so yesterday, and you said you'd been trying to get me on, and I looked and I had my phone on Do Not Disturb, and then I looked and I had about 200 phone calls from people all day yesterday. And people were concerned because if I don't answer my phone, I text back or call right back everybody. And there were several people who thought something happened to me because they couldn't get me on the phone for the day. You know, that's what happens. All right, listen, let's take our last break of the day and come back with the Gold Report with William Youngerman after this.
Hi, Brian Craig here. I'm in studio with my wife, Kathy, and she's here to tell you about her experience with the MyPillow mattress topper.
Well, as you know, Brian, I was waking up in pain almost every morning for years and years, and we had bought a new mattress not that long ago, but it still was not doing the trick, so I said to you, let's get the MyPillow mattress topper, and let's see if it helps or makes any kind of a difference. And I have to tell you, after sleeping on it just one night, I woke up no pain. I felt incredible. It made a huge, huge difference for me. And the pain has not returned.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Now go to MyPillow.com and order your MyPillow mattress topper and do what Kathy and I did. Use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. And this is an incredible deal because with the promo code KANE, you will save 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper and get 2 free MyPillows. But you've got to use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. It comes in every size too, from twin all the way up to California King. That's promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. Attention seniors, protect yourself and your loved ones from losing your hard-earned assets to the government, attorneys, and greedy in-laws. You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's Living Trust Seminar. It's free and will be held Tuesday, April 12th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray Beach. All living trust plans are not created equally. Find out why at Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Seminar. To make your
Steve Kane Show. Oh, hey, I was just pulling up the numbers. Okay, hold on.
Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for www.
All right, we are back, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the first look at gold and the precious metals today. William Youngerman, how the metals looking?
Metals looking very good, very strong. Yesterday, gold did up to $1,970 before pulling back to close up just $7.40, but well above the $1,750 or $1,950 support level that we've been seeing. Building, and that closed at $1,954.10. Silver got up to $25.47 yesterday, then closing at $25.07. That was up 31 cents. Platinum remained unchanged yesterday at $977, while palladium was up $4. This morning we've got gold up to $1,960. Up about $15 right now. Overnight, we traded as high as $19.70. We'll probably be up through that before the day's over. Silver up 23 cents at $25.30 the ounce. Platinum down $7 at $970, and palladium down $91 at $22.66. Oil holding up about $4 this morning, a little over $98 a barrel.
Wow. Now, these days, when it comes to gold, what are some of the gold products you have available for sale that people might want to ask about when they stop in or call to buy some gold?
Gold Eagles, the U.S. Gold Pure Gold Buffaloes. We have the Canadian Maple Leafs, the very popular Australian 1 ounce gold Kangaroos.
Oh.
We have the 1 ounce gold bars, the 10 ounce gold bars, and the kilo gold bars.
Oh, wow.
We have other products also, Krugerrands, etc.
That's interesting. I didn't know there were 1 ounce gold bars. That's an interesting thing to check out. All right. So listen, William Youngerman opens up weekdays at 10. You can give them a call when they open. 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com, and located right here in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. The address, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca. All right, William Youngerman, have a great day. We'll touch base tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Wow, there's some good news there with the metals today. Oh, man, that's the only thing that's doing well under Biden, and that's certainly not his doing. It's, Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
The report that's coming out today is as negative as everyone seems to.
Well, let me tell you, my wife and I, we got groceries yesterday. Oh, my gosh, Steve. The grocery prices are, we might have to become vegetarian.
Reports that are coming out usually come out early in the morning, don't they?
I haven't seen. I've been looking. I've been monitoring. Well, not the whole day, but it's not available yet. The jobs numbers come out early, but the let me see here. Okay, speak of the devil. Consumer prices rose 8.5% in March. I mean, I'm going to round that up. That's 10%. Come on, 8.5% might as well be 10%. And that's like an average. So some things are much higher than that, right? That's just prices consumers pay on everyday items surged to their highest levels since the early days of the Reagan administration. And by the way, that was Carter's fault, the early days of the Reagan administration. The Consumer Price Index, which measures a wide-ranging basket of goods and services, jumped 8.5% from a year ago. This is, I mean, families are making serious choices now when it comes to food. I mean, I guess it's...
Shakespeare said, to eat or not to eat, that is the question.
Yeah, and you know what the Democrats will say? Oh, well, Americans are too fat anyway, eat too much. It really amazes me when you see them. Biden says it, and Psaki say it, all the Democrats blame Putin for it, right? Putin's price hikes. And they think that oh, okay, people buy that. Oh, okay, oh, it's Putin's fault. Oh, I get... come on. Even you don't blame Putin for the price of food going up, do you, Steve? I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. I mean, nobody buys that crap. Nobody buys that crap. And, the one thing with the Biden regime is there's zero empathy to people suffering. They just don't give a damn about it. And, the 8.5%, I mean, that's scary. Because it's not like, okay, we're at 8.5%, and so it's going to continue to go up.
They don't understand that the biggest problem Biden has, which I don't know where it shows up in the ratings, but the biggest problem he's got is a credibility problem, because he keeps lying on things that every educated person knows, and he keeps telling everybody everything's okay when we know better.
Well, one thing I learned about this was on Tucker Carlson's show about 2 months ago now. He had a farmer on, and I did not know this, and this is insane because it should not be this way, but a huge amount of the fertilizer that we get comes from Russia. I guess they don't let them make fertilizer in America. And he said about 40% of the cost of food on farms goes to fertilizer cost. I did not know that. So this 8.5% increase is only going to go higher because the fertilizer is going to become more and more scarce, and the price of fertilizer is going to go up. That's just one aspect, forgetting about gas and everything, but fertilizer prices are going to continue to rise, driving food prices up higher and higher. And I mean, I'm looking at things that are like luxury items now, like hamburger. The price of hamburger, I'm serious. Yeah, meat, chicken. I mean, it's getting to the point where it's very, very difficult for families. We're lucky that our kids are grown. Can you imagine 2 young parents? They got young kids at home, and food prices are up 10%. What are they going to do? They're going to lower the quality of the food. They have to, that they feed their kids. And Biden doesn't give a damn. Now, if the price of crack goes up 8.5%, then he'll have Hunter bitching, and maybe he'll get involved and do something about that. Or the price of that hookers are charging. That might get him, because Hunter, go crazy if the hooker prices go up, But,
Biden, though, looks pretty good right about now. There's no way he's going to finish his term.
Yeah. Yeah.
His own people.
Well, I'll tell you, with the price of food going up and the quality going down, where the quality is not going down and the prices are affordable is Wings Plus on Sample Road in Coral Springs. And, it's a great place, Wings Plus on Sample Road in Coral Springs, to take the family to. The food quality is high and the prices are affordable. And, of course, everything on the menu is spectacular. My favorite is the medium hot wings. That's my favorite dish, followed by the lemon pepper wings. But you introduced me to the hamburgers at Wings Plus. Oh, they're out of this world. And everything at Wings Plus on Sample Road in Coral Springs is homemade right there on the spot, including the sauces for the wings, the lobster bisque. Oh, yeah, the clam chowder. Nothing comes out of a can at Wings Plus. What most restaurants do is they go over to Costco and BJ's and buy that bulk stuff and then they sell it to you. Well, you can do that at home. Wings Plus, nothing comes out of a can. Everything is homemade right there on the spot. And when you are looking for Wings Plus, it's very easy to find. About a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road is Wings Plus, and you'll notice it because there's a sign that says DeSantis. Right there on the front, because he's running for governor again. And you'll see that DeSantis sign. That's Wings Plus. And when you stop in, make sure you tell them You heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. All right, Steve, you want to sign us off?
All over again tomorrow morning, starting at 6 a.m. until then, on behalf of our associate producer, the lovely Lori Kane, and my lovely partner, Brian Craig, who's going to leave his phone on after the show.
Maybe, if I can figure it out.
And talk for the first time after 2 days. So anyway, till tomorrow, may God bless Donald Trump.
Brian Craig here. Come meet Steve Kane and me this Saturday from 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace. This is our first appearance in over 2 years, and all of you are invited. That's 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop in the Festival Marketplace. The Festival Marketplace is just east of the Turnpike on the south side of Sample Road in Pompano. AJ's is located in front of the information booth next to the food court. Come meet Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, this Saturday, 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace. See you there.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering...
Well, guys, hey, listen, everyone, thanks for watching. Angry Pasta, $2 Super Chat. Thank you. Everyone, thank Angry Pasta. May God bless Donald Trump, no doubt. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Before you go, make sure you like the video, please. And if you're new here, please subscribe and click the notification bell. Well, thank you. I thought it was a nice show, too. Some weird calls there around the 7 o'clock hour, but that's okay. It makes the show interesting talking to dysfunctional people, so I don't mind it too much. All right. Hey, guys, I got to take off, but I'll see you soon, all right? Take care. Thanks for watching. Don't leave without liking the video, all right?